Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. What would you do if you find out your wife of 12 years seen other people about 4 years ago while you were deployed? It's time we listen to the story. Also, if you like these stories, please give us a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
We were married for 8 years, together for 12, lived in 5 states, and traveled to 20-plus countries together. About 3 years of that time, we were apart for my various trainings and deployments, but we sent letters and emails to each other throughout. It wasn't easy, but we did our best and got through it. I got out of the military late 2016. We started a life together again in a new city, and we were doing well. In 2019, she asked if we can try an open relationship. So we started working with a marriage therapist to help us through it. It took me a lot of self-learning and intense focus to get over the jealousy aspect, but it was balanced out by my attraction to the concept of it. I saw 2 people during our open relationship, and she saw between 8 to 10. I quickly learned that how easy it is to be a woman on dating apps. Overall, it actually wasn't as hard to maintain as I expected. We read a lot about it, listened to tons of podcasts. We were well prepared and seemingly transparent. We learned a tremendous amount about ourselves and each other, though I don't think I could maintain it long term. It was a lot of work. When the pandemic came around, we put it on pause basically. We never really sat down and said it was officially over, but we decided it was a bad idea to continue for health and safety purposes.
And now, this brings us to last weekend, when she told OP that she wanted to talk to him.
She confessed to me that 4 years ago, when I was deployed in the military, and the month before I came home, she slept with a guy she used to work with in 2012. Just one time, but never told me until last week. This was well before we had even entertained the open agreement. Moreover, when she flew to a different state last month to visit some friends, she apparently ended meeting up with a guy friend of hers 2 times. She also confessed this to me last weekend along with the 2016 incident. When she got back initially, she just said she hung out with some old guy friends, no mention of her physical relationship. In our open situation, she had relations with 3 or 4 guys, but again, that was during our mutual transparent agreement. I understand this might be viewed in a certain light, given our 6-month open relationship, but I'm less focused on that and more focused on her going behind my back when we were 1,000,000% monogamous and totally lying to me about what she did last month while traveling. I feel disrespected, sad, enraged. We both have worked hard for this relationship, shared incredible experiences, and have done some truly amazing life building together. So the thought of ending it is a nightmare. I asked her to leave for a week, got my own therapist, in addition to our couples, and I made the decision to hire a divorce attorney since we have several assets needing a professional's attention. I feel like I can't ever trust her again, so what is the point of being with her? I also told her I think she might have some form of an obsession between the open thing and the cheating.
Well, OP talked to her for the first time in a week today, and she made him feel like he was overreacting.
She apologized profusely and asked to start over again. She said I will not do any work, all of the trust building will be on her. She wants a restart and swears there will be no open relationship, no lying, no cover-ups. She said we can recover better than ever. She said she waited so long to tell me because she was afraid of losing me and got trapped in her lies. She said she met up with other guys to feel like that the people like her and want to give her attention. She gains a feeling of self-worth from it because that is something she struggles with. I told her I retained a divorce attorney and she pleaded to do a separation for a while and thinks I was overreacting with my retaining a divorce attorney. I suffered a lot of trauma growing up. I just want to protect myself, my feelings, and my future, no matter how hard it might be to end something I've enjoyed so much. Trust is so huge to me, I can't ever look at her the same way again. Am I overreacting or the crazy one here? We've been through so much together. I can't tell up from down anymore. She seems bewildered on why I was being so very serious about the betrayal and how, after everything I've put into keeping us together, long distance, combat deployments, open relationship, all the moves, etc., there was no second chance for her. Edit. After a week's worth of advice from here, from close friends and my therapist, I am moving forward with the divorce and she will get all of the paperwork next week. Looking back on the situation now with full clarity, I realized that I was manipulated, gaslighted, and cheated on for years as I worked harder and harder to make our marriage better, up to and including opening our relationship. My only hope now is that I can find trust in people again and move past this.
End of part 1. We have the update coming up next, but before that, please like the video and do subscribe to the channel. Now, here is the update.
We had a marriage therapy session to close out our feelings. It was helpful in some ways, but just delaying the inevitable, in my opinion. Both wife and therapist said I was moving too fast and that many couples regret divorcing so quickly. Said we should just separate and think on it for a few months before making the divorce official. After the session, I asked my lawyer to prepare the papers. Wife reluctantly signed them, so in a few months, divorce will be official. I moved out and now staying with a friend. He and his family have been extremely understanding and accommodating. Benefits of getting away from my house include clarity of thought, closer commute to work, and trusting, kind, reliable family who keep me occupied. Honestly, I would have probably drank a lot more had I not moved in with them.
OP is slowly telling 1 or 2 more friends or family members each week and thinks any more than that is too much. Every time he tells someone he gets depressed all over again, but eventually people need to know.
Lastly, my wife and I got into it when I went home to get some stuff a few days ago. She said her interpretation of how I filed for divorce and moved out in just 3 weeks from her telling me everything is that I must have been waiting to leave her. She also said she feels like I hate her and don't love her anymore. I replied, I'm moving out and divorcing you because you hurt me, and the other assumptions are not true. She really is struggling because of how I turned and shut it all down immediately, but her assumptions are way off. It's in her human nature as part of her justification process she continues to project onto me, make assumptions about why I'm saying or doing certain things. I straight up told her what I do at this point isn't shared with her anymore, and I will do as I please. Unless it's legal business, no more consulting on anything. She obviously justifies her actions, saying things like, "You hate me, don't you?" It puts some responsibility on me. Again, unfair to me, she doesn't even realize it. Personally, I don't think I should have to justify my feelings to her anymore when things are at their end. Her perception of how I'm doing obviously is skewed by her own imagination, but at this point, I don't have anything to explain. She can think whatever she wants.
End of the story. Well, OP, you're doing it right. She said that she lost stability in her marriage and her plan B because she cheated. You did exactly the right thing. You got out. OP, I'm sorry this happened to you because 1 in 4 women cheat. You got unlucky this time. Next time you will find the 3 in 4 that value relationships. When people cheat, they try to play the victim, claiming that it was partially your fault, that they did not have a choice, and then viciously want you to justify your feelings to them. Stay strong, brother. We are all here for you. Before we go, let's listen to a few comments by the beautiful community.
Options Newbie 455 says, I think she knows she lost a good man, and I'm not sure what her reasons were for cheating. But honestly, if you can't be committed in a marriage, why get married? People mature at different rates, and some never do. I'm glad you found some support. That's truly everything during these times. OP's reply, oh, she definitely knows that. She knows she messed up. Her reasons, according to her, is that she lacks self-worth and finds it through connections with other men, mostly while drunk or drinking. I thought we were happily married. She just couldn't control herself. I would agree that her behavior is completely immature. Options Newbie 455 says again, a lot of people, men and women, feel a lack of self-worth, and I'm certain many don't act like this. If anything, you should add to your list is that you are saving yourself from diseases which some are incurable. You have to live with it forever, and the treatments are expensive. All for what? For being with someone that has no morals? Not worth it to me. I have had to do a lot of thinking because my self-worth has always been in the garbage, and I can assure you I only did a rebound one time, and it did nothing for my self-worth. So it's a lot of work to really draw on the root cause and start building yourself up. But here's the kicker. If you don't feel what you're doing is wrong or immature, you won't change, and hence you have no power to change them. So break the cycle. Feel your pain and sadness. Go through the grief because your true partner and day one is out there, and you just made room to let her into your life. OP's reply: Thanks for sharing your story and perspective. I agree, avoidance of diseases from unknown partners of hers is a huge consideration in this. Timely Vehicle says, You can't turn a girl like that into a housewife. You'll find a girl who will love you and be loyal. If you get deployed again, you won't have to worry about Jody taking care of your lady when you are gone. Thanks for the update, and keep moving forward. OP's reply: Only way I'd deploy again is if I rejoined the military. I've been out for a few years. Maybe someday I'll find that girl, but for now, the last thing on my mind is a new relationship. I'm just going to lay low and heal from this mess for a while. UOP Ruck says, I hope she didn't get any of your pension. I used to go to the NC Bro Club and see several female spouses I knew, especially overseas where the females were a stateside 2 but an overseas 10. I always let the troops know what their wives were up to. We all did. I'm probably responsible for many divorces. I saw a lot of soldiers lose half their pension and pretty much became servants since they couldn't afford to retire. OP's reply: With spousal payments, I'll owe her a little because of how much I make and because I have more assets. She doesn't get pension because I didn't serve long enough to get one.
Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.